switching things up and we are doing a long run in Arkansas this weekend. So come along as I pack for a little trip to Arkansas and a long run while I'm out of town. I thought it'd be really fun just to kind of show you guys how I pack for a trip when I have a long run specifically, and just like all the gear that I am bringing. And then I think it'll be so fun to bring you guys along on the run. I'm really excited. This is going to be my first trail run and truly such a long time. Honestly, probably a year and a half. It has been a year and a half since I have done an actual official trail run. Technically, the trail that I run in Austin, like the loop around the lake, is a trail, but once you've been on like actual trails, I feel like you don't really consider that a trail anymore, just because it's all flat and there's nothing you have to look out for. It's just like it's like a paved trail. I probably should have written out a packing list for everything that I need, but I'm just so excited to get to do this run. We're going to rent a bike and all of this fun stuff, which I'll share all of that once we're there. But for now, it is time to pack. Honestly, it has been such a long week, so I'm a little exhausted. And like I said, I have not written out like a packing list or anything, but we're just gonna work through this together. And yeah, I'm just gonna show y'all everything that I pack for a long run. Okay, it's kind of a disaster in here. I know it. Like I said, it has just been a really busy week for both Dom and I hopefully will get to pick up tonight, but Dom is on his way to go pick up dinner because we're both like, I mentally cannot even think about cooking or anything. So I'm gonna try and get some packing done, at least for the running part, while he is gone. And I wanted to start with my trail shoes. And obviously I've said it like 1,000 times now at this point. It has been so long since I have been on an actual trail. So ideally I would try out some new running shoes in this season, especially as I am really hoping to get back to trail running here in Austin. So I've got some trail shoes that I'm eyeing that I would really like to try. Both New Balance and Adidas have trail shoes, and those are two of my favorite running brands, so I'm definitely looking forward to those. But in the meantime, the ones that I have are the Hoka Speed Goats, I believe. This is what I did a lot of my training in. I ended up running the 50 miler in some Nikes that were awesome trail shoes. I could bring those, but I remember I bought these right before the 50 miler, and these were actually in my drop bags, and I ended up never switching shoes, but I brought them just in case. So I've literally only worn them like once, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put them into the shoe bag just because I know once I run on the trail, they're going to obviously be very dirty, and yeah, just want to have that kind of separated in a different compartment. So that's the first thing that I'm packing. And I'm also going to go ahead and throw in the socks that I'll be wearing. I have been wearing Features for such a long time now. They are super cushiony and comfortable to wear, so I've got those in here. Sometimes I wear gaiters just to keep out like rocks and dirt when I'm running on a trail. From the looks of it, it doesn't really look like I will need them, so I'm not going to bring them this time just because I am packing in a carry-on. Also, this sounds so cute. I needed a new carry-on. Mine broke. I don't even remember what trip it was. I think on the way back from Savannah, literally like my luggage came off. I had to check it. I usually always try and carry it on, but for some reason I had to check it. I think there just like wasn't room, and it was like destroyed. Like a wheel was broken, something else was broken. So I finally bought myself a new one. I just got this one on Amazon, but I just thought it was so cute and really affordable too. So this is the one that I got. And then as I'm packing, I really just kind of go like head to toe to think about what I might need to make sure I don't forget anything. So obviously starting at the feet, I have my shoes, I have my socks. I'm not gonna be bringing gaiters this time. I will have my spy belt with me, which I'm just gonna put that here in this little pouch. Like all my accessories might go in there. Then I've got Megababe to prevent chafing, also going in the little accessory bag. And I'm just gonna bring these Aerie shorts to do the long run in. I think they'll be great. They're some of my favorites. And then continuing to work up, I'm going to be bringing this cool down sports bra and then this long sleeve. I always get questions about where this long sleeve is from. It's literally probably 10 years old and it's from Gap. I don't even know if Gap still has like a fitness clothing line. I'm pretty sure this is from when it was like new. I haven't worn it in a minute, not since last winter, so hopefully it still fits. I'm not trying it on. Nope, we're not doing that. If it doesn't fit, then I'll just go into sports bra and it'll be fine. I think I checked the weather. It looks like it's like in the 50s in the morning, so the weather should actually be very nice. I honestly might not even need long sleeves. I feel like I'm probably gonna end up hot, but honestly either way I'm probably gonna end up taking off my shirt and just running in my sports bra, so we should be good there. I got sent this Black Diamond headlamp, which Black Diamond has some really incredible gear for trail running. I'm trying to think of it. I don't think I've ever used any of their stuff. I was most familiar with their poles, and I've never run with poles when I'm on the trails, but it's gonna come in handy, especially because I've needed a new headlamp given that I had some issues with mine during the 50 miler. Let's see what the situation is here. Nice, it looks like I just need to charge it, so that is actually so handy. I love that. I'm already obsessed with this. Also, it is so lightweight. Well, this is gonna look weird because I have the charger, but yeah, this is it. Oh, I kind of hope I need to wear it. I feel like that would be really fun. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this headlamp, and then obviously we have to talk through kind of fueling and the strategy for what I do when I'm out of town for food, obviously because we'll be staying in a hotel, so I won't have access to like the toast, peanut butter, banana, honey. If I was running a race, I would still find a way to do all of that. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Hopefully when we get into town, we can run by a grocery store, and Pop-Tarts are a really great pre-run fuel. It'll give you exactly what you need, and obviously you can just go buy a little pack. So I'm gonna plan on doing that for the pre-run breakfast. I'm also bringing these new Salt Stick Fast Chews. It's a watermelon flavor, which sounds very delicious. I mentioned in my last vlog that I'd been using the lemon lime. I've used it for years, and it was just like so sour that I was like, okay, I feel like I need to try something different. So I'm gonna try the watermelon. My shocks are fully charged. I charged my watch this morning as well, and I'm just gonna be wearing it. So we're all good on that. Those are the electronics. And then I'll also bring a hat. So I've got this seal hat, or however you say it, that's also going in the accessories bag. This bag is really starting to fill up. So I ended up placing another order from the feed. It is definitely, I've said this every time, it's definitely overpriced. But if you're looking to try out a bunch of different gels, I feel like it just ends up being the best option. And it has been really nice just to get to try all of these out. So I'm really excited. I had tried this one. It's the AMA CX orange flavor, and I think I tried it a couple runs ago, and I loved it. It was one of my favorites. And all of these are smaller than 3 fluid ounces, so I'm totally okay to bring all of them in my carry-on, but just make sure to double check that. So I'm definitely gonna be bringing the lime. I'm trying to think how many gels I ended up using last weekend for 14 miles, but I actually don't remember. But I'm going to be bringing this gel. I'm gonna try out a spring energy gel. I'm really excited. I have no idea what the flavor is. I would also imagine it's some kind of lime, but it just says it's awesome sauce. So who knows, questionable. We're gonna find out together. I forgot I ordered these, so I'm really excited. I ordered the mixed berry of this one. If y'all remember me trying this one, and I tried the unflavored one, I believe, and really liked the texture, but hated the unflavored. So I was like, I kind of want to try this other flavors. So I've got this one in mixed berry. So that's 3 gels. I will bring a couple more than that just so I have some options. I'm gonna definitely bring a few extra gels just because I don't know what my breakfast fueling situation is gonna look like. So if I end up needing to take a couple in the morning, I wanna make sure I have them. So I've got these 3, and then I think I'm gonna bring one more for the actual run. And then I will bring this orange one because I know it didn't mess with my stomach. I'll bring this just as like a just in case. It's always better to have too many gels than not enough. So ends up that I'm going to be bringing 5 different gels, and we're also throwing that in with all of the accessories. And then last but not least, I'm bringing my hydration vest. Of course, I need this for all of my long runs, and especially on the trail. And honestly, because we'll be on the actual trail, I'll probably be going through more water than I usually would. So that is something we'll have to figure out, because this will definitely, I will finish this before the 14 miles, and I want to make sure I have enough. So we'll kind of figure out that strategy once we've actually made it to Arkansas, but I'm going to be packing this. And I think that's everything I need for the actual long run part. So let's finish up our packing and get to Arkansas. Hello from Arkansas. It has been such a long day, a very lovely day, but we literally woke up at 3 a.m. this morning, had a layover in DFW for a little bit, and then made it to Fayetteville. And I'm so excited to chow down. Got Panera bread, which honestly just sounded so good. I never eat Panera, but I was like, that looks exactly like what I will need to have a great run tomorrow. So I got half of I think it was a Chipotle avocado melt sandwich thing or something like that. And then I got some mac and cheese, and obviously I had to get a chocolate chip cookie as well. So I'm definitely working to make sure that I fuel enough before the run tomorrow, because I feel like that has made the biggest difference in my runs the past couple of weeks, and especially the last long run that I have. I definitely credit the fact that I had such a great 14 miler last weekend to the fact that I ate so much the week leading up to it and the night before and all of that. So I'm going to be eating all this. Also had some McDonald's fries too. The salt, those fries, they're just unmatched. So we're doing great here. We're still trying to figure out all the logistics exactly for the run tomorrow. We've got an appointment to go pick up a bike here, which the place is only 10 minutes from here, and have looked into trails around here too, but we're a little concerned that the bike might not fit in the rental car that we have. So fingers crossed that it fits and then we don't have any issues, but if it doesn't fit, then we'll just kind of figure that out as we go. But like I said, we've found some trails close by. There are so many trails here, which is really cool, but there's one that's 10 or 15 minutes from here, and I think it'll be really pretty. The leaves are definitely starting to change in Arkansas. They are not back in Austin, so I feel like it's gonna be a really fun trail run, and hopefully we can get the bike situation figured out. Obviously there's just so many more logistics when it comes to running in a place that you're not familiar with. Definitely a few more logistics, but I'm so excited. I know I said this when I was packing yesterday. It's just been such a long time since I've done a trail run, and especially with it being here and the leaves changing and the weather is going to be perfect. So I can't wait, but I am going to chow down on all this Panera, and I'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Morning, y'all. It is 5:30 and it is almost time for us to head out on my 14-mile run. I haven't been talking until this point because I was letting Dom sleep a little bit more, so that's why they were just a few of those clips. But we are up, we are moving, and I was so excited. I just threw this jacket on because it's freezing, but it's actually 60 degrees outside. I thought it was going to be in the low 50s, so I'm definitely not going to wear long sleeves. I'm also kind of just making do with the situation of breakfast or lack of breakfast. I ended up packing some electrolytes, which I'm just gonna pour half in this water now, and then I'll have the other half for once we're done. And didn't have a chance to run somewhere to grab anything to eat, but I do have a protein bar, so not ideal, and obviously not what I would typically eat, but it's totally fine because I know I have a good amount of gels for me to have, so I should be okay there. And I also definitely ate enough yesterday. I mean, y'all saw I literally ate all that Panera. It was so good. I was like, wow, I need to start going in Austin. Dom also ended up being able to fit the bike into our rental car, which is great news. So he's obviously gonna be coming with me on the bike. I think I've said this before, but I think the area is supposed to have really great mountain biking, so I'm hoping this early in the morning we're not running into a bunch of other cyclists. Obviously it's fine if we do, but I just feel like because it's still dark and it's a trail we don't know, it might be a little tricky. I don't know, do people mountain bike in the dark? I have no idea. I've worn this blue sports bra a lot on my runs, but I've actually never worn it on a long run with my hydration vest. So I ended up just throwing this shirt on just because I'm a little bit worried about chafing. I just get so worried because it is so painful. Ew. To chafe out there for such a long time. My hydration vest has so much gel all over it. Gross. Ew, it's so sticky. I wonder which one it was. Ew. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere. I think we can buy a couple water bottles downstairs that we can end up just pouring into my hydration vest, just because, the water, it's so funny how water is different in all the different states, but it's definitely
not my favorite water that I've had, so I don't want to get it just from the faucet. But really quickly, I'm going to show you all what I'm bringing. I know I showed y'all at home, so just a quick little refresh. I've got these watermelon salt sticks. I'm so excited to try them. And then I've got a lot of new gels, surprise, surprise, to try out. So I'm going to bring these, and then I actually still had a couple in my pack from last week's run. So should be a good mix of gels. I'm so excited. And I know I talked about this when I was packing, but since it'll be on an actual trail, my pace will definitely be slower than it is in Austin when I do my long runs. I think it's about what people say for trail running compared to like road running, or even just like the flat trail that we have back in Austin. It'll be like about 1.5 times slower on the actual trail. So I'll be out there for a little bit longer, probably closer to at least 3 hours. And we also want to make sure that we have enough water. So Dom brought his backpack in. While he's biking, he'll have the water both for himself and for me in case we need any more fuel. I've got my spy belt as per usual that I'll have my phone in, and I think that's it. I ended up, this is the Black Diamond headlamp, and I already love it so much because look how bright it is. It is so much brighter than my other one that I have, so I'm stoked. They've got a new fan, and I definitely won't be needing this hat, but I just feel like with the headlamp it's a little bit easier. So once it gets light, I might end up taking both. I will definitely take the headlamp out off, but I will definitely consider taking off the hat too, because sometimes it bothers me. But anyways, I think that's everything. I'm so excited to get out there.
Okay, we made it. We're clearly not on a trail. I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to figure out where like the actual trail is. So far all we can really see are like parking lots and paved paths, but we did see someone running over in this direction. So I was like, let's just start here. Let's go over there and see what we can find. I ended up giving my headlamp to Dom because we were too far apart, like biking and running wise, so he wasn't able to see, and it was just getting a little chaotic. So for now, he's just running a little, not that far ahead of me with the headlamp, which honestly is such a good headlamp. I'm obsessed. It's so bright, so it's still kind of lighting the way for me, and then I'm just using my phone until it gets light. This is such a good trail. We just parked and then just like ran straight, like I said, where we saw that guy running, and it's awesome. I've forgotten how much I love trail running, so it feels really good to be out here. My ankle, my foot, and everything feels great so far. We're not even 1 mile in, and I'm like panting. We're 2 miles in, and we're staying on the paved path. The trail like spit us out on the parking lot, so we're staying out here just until it gets a little more lit so that we don't struggle on the trail and finding our footing. There's just a ton of rocks, and like huge rocks, and a lot of like ups and downs, so just better safe than sorry given our, you know, only one headlamp situation. But it should be light soon, so we'll be able to get back on there. But it's time for gel. We're 2 miles in, and Dom is joining me this week with the taste test. There we go. Yeah, you have to.
Strawberry kiwi.
That was the one that I wasn't sure if I would like, so I was like, yeah, you can have it. You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Nice.
Good.
There we go. There you go. There you have it. Okay, and then I'm trying, I've already tried this one. I love this one. This is the...
Sorry. Very good.
This is the AMACX. It's the orange one. It's very liquidy, which I really like. It was just super easy to get down. So cheers! 2 miles in, 12 to go. Mmm.
love trail running for a couple different reasons, but one, the time passes so much faster, just so much faster. We're still not very far in, but the time's still like, I'm just having so much fun out here, the change of scenery. And I think because there's just a much stronger, in my opinion, like mind-body connection when you're out here, it just makes it so enjoyable. And then two, it's so technical. Like if you were not paying attention and in sync with how you're going to be stepping on the trail, you 100% will fall. And obviously you might still trip even if you are super locked in. But I just love that it takes so much focus and you really have to be paying attention. I just love it. I'm having so much fun. It's obviously so beautiful out here, and I just feel really grateful that I was able to do my first trail run back out in Arkansas. I'm dying. I don't know if you can tell, but we've definitely got some vert gain. We're about to hit mile 5 and it's time to have some more gel. I think Dom's got one more that he can also do a little taste test with. I saw my trash on the ground. Did you see it when we passed it? I think I'm gonna try, oh! And we can have the salt stick.
Oh, yay.
The watermelon.
Amazing.
I'll try this one again. I really like the texture of it. Last weekend or 2 weekends ago when I had it, this one's a citrusy fruit. That's good. You would like this one. This one's good. The package tastes kind of weird.
Oh, more of that.
Okay, and then we're trying the salt stick watermelon. I usually do the lemon lime. I'm curious to see if these are as sour. I feel like you're gonna love these. You love the other ones. Dom like loves the other ones as if they're candy. Which I mean they kind of are. Oh, that's good. It tastes like Hubba Bubba watermelon gum. You ever had that? Like the little square, like chunky squares? That's exactly what it tastes like. About to hit 7 miles. I think unfortunately we're gonna have to cut the run down to 13 miles instead of 14, just because everything this morning on the trail and was just slower on the trail overall, which I expected. Everything's just been taking a little bit longer than expected, and I've got some meetings this morning. Dom's got work, so gonna have to cut it at 13, but totally fine. And also for time reasons, we switched to the paved trail versus staying on the actual trail, just because again, we're gonna be in a time crunch near the end of this. I think this trail is actually like 40 miles long, if I remember from what people said. It's pretty nice. I'm really enjoying it just because it feels so good and it's so pretty out here. I'm really stopping a lot more on this run than typically I would, but I mean, I never say no to a quick break. I'm trying this Victus lemon one. I've been so excited to try this one, so here we go.
I like this one.
You do?
Yep.
Oh, good.
It's good. I like it.
I'm not sold on this one. It's fine. It's not awful like some of the other ones that I've had, but I do not think I would go out of my way to try it again. I've got a mile left. I really haven't been filming much because I am like locked in the zone, really trying to finish strong since I'm going to be a mile less than what my plan had said. Whew, my legs are burning. Oh, I got it though.
I'm so sorry for what was probably a very abrupt ending, or at least it felt like an abrupt ending for me around like mile 9 or 10. I think when we turned back, I was like, oh, we are starting to really be crunched for time and I need to pick up the pace. So I just like really dialed in and focused and was like, okay, well, I keep around like 10 minutes a mile pace in order to finish this, because like I mentioned, like running on the trail, my pace was just a lot slower and we had to stop a couple times, more than a couple times, when it was dark and we were just like trying to figure out the bike, where to go, all of that in the morning. So it definitely took a lot longer than was expected. So all that to say, the end of the run was really just like kind of rushed because, like I mentioned, I think in the clip, I had meetings in the morning, so I needed to get back in, like shower and get breakfast. And Dom also had work and was hoping to like rest a little bit before he started with everything. So it was just like very chaotic and boom, boom, boom. So I apologize if the end was just like a very like anticlimactic and rushed, but it is actually the end of the workday now. So it is almost 5 o'clock now, and I realized that I never closed this vlog out or summarized the run and how it was. I know I was chatting with y'all during the trail running portion of it. Genuinely, it was just so much fun. Like, I'm always reminded when I'm back on the trails how much I just love trail running. It is definitely way harder than running on concrete because it truly like activates so many other muscles. It takes a lot more focus. It takes a lot more balance. Like, I just feel like it is truly a full body workout out there on the trails, and that is just so fun. Like, I feel like it goes by so fast. It was so beautiful. The weather could not have been any more perfect than it was this morning. So I'm really grateful. The reason that I don't really run on them in Austin anymore, so like I said, the last time that I had run on them was when I was training for my 50 miler. Then obviously right after the 50 miler, I took time off. I ended up rolling my ankle in like a couple months after the 50 miler, was out for almost 4 months because I had a grade 3 ankle sprain. Then after that, I had a pretty short, I think it was like 12 weeks, so not too short, but a short training block just to get back in shape for New York City Marathon. So I didn't really have a reason to be on the trails and was still just like coming back from that injury. I knew if my ankle wasn't fully like healthy and healed and strong, then there was a high possibility of me rolling it actually on the trails this time. So stayed off of them for that. Then after the race, I still like felt like my ankle, it never hurt when I ran, but I could still tell it was weak in like the same spot where I rolled it. So when I started to train for that 100K, I still wasn't on the trails, then decided not to do 100K. This is such a long story. And then had the very short training block for Boston, obviously wasn't on trails for that. And then I ended up getting plantar fasciitis. So that's kind of how we ended up where we are now. And all that to say, that's why there was such a long break. But the reason I really haven't started training on them now is because, to be 100% honest, like I just don't really feel that safe running on them as a solo female runner. I think there are like certain parts of this trail in particular that are very populated, but running the long distances that I do, you just get into a lot of areas that have felt pretty sketchy to me, and I have seen people who have made me very nervous, and I've realized that I, haven't passed anyone else in a long time, or I'm genuinely the only one out there, and then there's just like person looming up ahead. So nothing has ever happened. There have definitely been things where I've just like started to get a little nervous and things have felt off, so I've just turned around and booked it out of there a little bit faster. But I just feel like I'm very hyper aware of my surroundings, as we all should be when I'm running, and because of that, I just don't really feel comfortable going alone. So I don't know if I need to join another trail running group, just make Dom come with me, although that mountain biking today was like it was intense. It was a lot. But yeah, so that is like a very long-winded story of why I'm not on the trails that much. But all of that to say, the run this morning was so good, and honestly, it just made me all the more excited for my training cycle and the 100 miler. I've got 4 miles tomorrow as a cool down, which will be back in Austin by late afternoon, so I'll just be able to get it done on the treadmill or something there, and that should be nice and easy. I don't know if that's potentially the start to my back-to-back long runs. We'll see. I know they are coming around the mountain at some point, but yeah, I'm just really thankful that we got to do this run this morning because I feel like I really needed it, and I really needed to run in nature like that. I really needed to just like run with the peace that comes with trail running. So I am super grateful, and I hope this vlog, I'm like so curious how long it's actually going to be, but I hope this vlog was something, a little bit different from the other long run vlogs that I've been doing, and it was fun to watch me get back into trail running. And yeah, I had a lot of fun filming it. So let me know if you have any questions below. Let me know if you have anything else you would like to see. I know I had a couple people talk about asking me to explain my like fueling a little bit more, and also mantras, and I realized I did not talk about any of that today. So definitely more to come. Maybe I'll do a sit down and kind of share more of that information and just tips with y'all if that's something you would be interested. But yeah, always feel free to let me know what you would enjoy seeing below, because I love making these videos for y'all, and I just feel so grateful for each and every one of y'all for watching. So I'm gonna actually get to editing this video, and I'll see y'all soon.